ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. In this video, let us examine what is boredom and monotony in life. A disciple of a Zen master who has been initiated into the practice of pranayama by the master has asked this question the master. I have been practicing this exercise of pranayama and I have completed nearly 3 years of this practice. How long should I continue this practice? So, the mind needs variety. The nature of the mind is always change. It requires change. So, waking up at a certain time, eating food at a certain time, going to the bed at a certain time, see, tunes the body to its biorhythms and results in a happy and healthy lifestyle. So, everything in right time and in time everything. These all what is called discipline, adhering to the timings of the respective activities, both biologically and psychologically. It is called a discipline. But mind feels suffocated. So, what is to be done? The master told the disciple the following story. There was a Zen monastery on a hill near a village. A householder in the village admitted his son to the monastery because to impart him good training and education. So, the first day, the master asked this boy to fetch the water from the well and fill the drum on the raised platform on a rock and splash the water again from the drum with his both hands. So, the boy fetched the water, filled the drum, and as directed by the master, he started splashing the water with his fingers and arms. So, after doing for some time this splashing, the entire rock was filled with water drops. So, it has become wet, the floor has become wet. Then again the master asked him to do it in the evening. So, this is the practice the master prescribed for the boy. The boy felt that the master is crazy, because he is fetching the water, filling the drum, and again the master is asking to splash and whatever the water is there in the drum. So, he could not understand, but he obeyed the master and his commandment and resorted to its regular practice. So, after 3 months, the master asked him to go home for a brief period for vacation. So, the boy came to the house, and the father asked him what you have learnt. The boy has become very furious and told the father that what is the practice he has been doing. So, in the rage, the boy broke a wooden plate which was lying there by thrusting upon it with anger. So, that wooden plank, with the thrusting of the boy by his 2 hands, has become apart, and it has become into 2 pieces. It is broken. So, the boy then realized the result of his practice prescribed by the master, because by splashing the water in the drum to the floor, his hands have become very strong beyond his imagination. So, if you feel it repetitive, whatever that the practice, whatever it is given, if you feel it repetitive, that you are not growing through that experience. Only when you stagnate, at that point you start feeling it repetitive. Only in stagnation you feel it is a repetition, and you are not enriching and enjoying the experience of that practice. So, whatever the practice, if you do it consistently and persistently, that will result in some positive growth in your being. A seed rooted in the soil for a certain period grows its roots in the soil and it becomes a tree thereafter. So, expertise comes by sticking to any practice long enough. Precision comes at a time when you follow any process of action. Perfection comes at a time when you are not at all happy with superficial excellence. So, anything comes through persistent activity and practice. Here, the point is, whatever the practice you are supposed to do, or you are asked to do, or you are prescribed to do, anywhere in any field of activity, when you do it with joy consistently, then in that doing you develop it with certain quality. Here the point is, a Zen master, how he was before enlightenment and after enlightenment. So, somebody asked him, what you are doing before enlightenment and what is it you are doing after enlightenment? Then he replied, before enlightenment I was chopping the wood and fetching the water, and even after enlightenment I have been doing the same job of chopping the wood and fetching the water. But there is a difference. The difference is the quality with which I am doing the same action. So, a doctor has to examine the patient with his stethoscope to the rest of his life. A teacher has to teach the same lesson of Newton's laws to in every class. But whatever, similarly, we cook our food. So, same roti and dal for the rest of our life. But the quality with which you are able to do the action or activity makes all the difference rather than the action or activity itself. So, work, if you do it with joy, it becomes a prayer. A prayer, when you do it with joy and love, becomes meditation. a meditation merges you and leads you into Him, that is God, existence, or nature. So, life is not repetitive. A rose flower which you see every day in your garden withers away in the evening, but the rose flower which blooms on the next morning to the same plant is not the same as it was, as the rose flower which has bloomed and withered yesterday. Every rose flower has a mysterious freshness to it. So, nature is so intelligent, and its ways are mysterious in adding and creating that freshness every day. So, whatever we do, any activity or any action, don't feel it repetitive anymore, because when you do the same thing, the quality the quality as to how you do it makes all the difference. So, when you perform that, whatever you do it, that practice, it goes deeper and grows higher into your being. So, every experience takes you to the higher dimensions with joy and bliss. So, life need not change. Whatever your present life, it need not change, but it needs new eyes to see the existing horizon of life. When you develop that new perception, you see the life in a different and higher dimension of joy and bliss. Then every moment draws you to the higher dimensions and gives you that fragrance of love, joy and bliss. Life is not repetitive, it is always new and fresh, as the life is mysterious and adds freshness to every moment it unfolds, every day, all the time. So